Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new session of PR teaching. Today's topic is heat and transmission of heat. And this topic will be dealt by three of us. I'm Ria Johnson, and we have Reshma S. Lucas and Nina PC with us. So let's see what is heat and transmission of heat. Beginning with what is heat? Heat. So what is heat? Heat is a form of energy that can move from the hotter object to cooler one. The temperature of the cooler object rises, while that of the hotter one falls until both are at the same temperature. Next slide. Next slide. This is the movement of heat. Movement of heat means there are three methods of heat transfer. The first one is conduction, second one is convection, and the third one is radiation. Now I'll be dealing with conduction. We can move on to the next slide. What is conduction? If we have to define conduction, conduction is the movement of heat through a material without the obvious movement of the material itself. That is, the material is not moving, only heat is being moved. It can further be classified into good conductors and insulators. Good conductors are materials which like metals that allow heat to flow through it easily, and insulators or poor conductors are materials that do not allow heat to flow through them easily. An example of insulator is plastic, and you can see when you put a plastic spoon and metal spoon in hot beaker, the metal spoon will conduct heat and it will get heated, but the plastic spoon, being an insulator, it won't conduct heat and we won't be able to feel the heat in our hands. Next slide. Next slide. Comparing conductors and insulator. Some metals conduct heat better than others. Silver, gold, and copper are three best conductors of heat. Non-metals such as wood, plastic, and glass are poor conductors of heat, or they are known as insulators. Liquids and gases are good insulators of heat. Vacuum is the best insulator because an empty space cannot conduct heat. Slide. Now we will see the uses of conductors and insulators. As we know, conductors, some examples of conductors are cooking pan, electric iron. They can conduct electricity and heat, so it can be used. And the insulators, here what we see are the gloves that we use in oven. It being an insulator, it does not allow the transmission of heat and hence protecting our hands. If you see the case of rabbit and penguin, they have fur over them and it helps in providing heat to their bodies. Same is the case with a wool blanket. It also acts as an insulator, protecting us from cold. Now we'll see what is convection. I hand over to Reshma for the same.
So, Ria had discussed with what is conduction. So, another form of a heat transmission is convection. That is, convection is the movement of heat through a material by the movement of the material itself. In the case of conduction, there is no movement of particles inside on that conduction. But in the case of convection, there is a movement of particles. So in here, we can see that there are two beakers are there. In the first beaker, you can observe that there is a colored crystal inside a cold water. And you can see there is another cold water in another beaker. And while heating, what happens? That color, it become colored. That word become color. That is, when the hot water rises, the heat energy is carried from one place to another. This means that there is a movement. There is a movement of heat, and this is called as convection. So I think here movement of particles are happening, but in the case of conduction, there is no movement of particle. That is the difference between both the things. So here we can see that this is an example of that convection is always observed through fluids like gases and our liquids. In the case of here, there is a picture is over here is that transfer of heat in a case of gas. Here we can see that there is a smoldering paper and there is a glass front and there is a box and the smoke particles are coming from that. And we know that this is a glass chimney. Here what's happening is that the mixing of that hot air and cold air, that is the movement of hot air and the cold air set up the convection current. That is the thing you can observe from this picture. That is there is a movement of hot and cold air setup. And this is convection that we will discuss more about that. Here we can little bit explain it that when a substance is heated, what happens? Heated means the volume it will increases, that it expands and its volume also increases. We know the equation what density is equal to mass by volume. So volume increases, density will decrease. So in the case of heat, hot body, what is happening is that volume increases and density decreases. That's why cold air will what happen? It will settle and hot air will flow. So that you can see in the PPT that hot liquid or gas become less dense. As our equation we know that density is equal to mass by volume. So what happened? Hot liquid or gas becomes less dense than the cold liquid. And in the case of what happened in the case of cooler water is more dense. So it will falls down and hotter water is less dense and it will rise. Hot and less dense parts of the liquid or gas will rise while the surrounding cooler and the denser particles will sink. You can observe this phenomenon in the case of while we are drinking cold drinks like lemonade, like those things. You can observe this thing. What? This convection current. That is hot air will go up and cold air will come down because of the density difference. And convection currents are set up which transfer heat from hotter region to cooler region. And another case is that uses and effects of convection. Here it's a use, you can see that electric kettle. It is an application of what? Convection of water. So another is Another example is what the case of convection in air. That is air conditioner. I think we all have air conditioners in our home, or maybe it's not okay. So what happening in that air conditioner? The nearer area, that air conditioner nearer area has denser denser area. So what will happen? That area will be cold, but surrounding areas will be warm, little bit warm. Combined with the air conditioner near area is cooler and little bit far away from that air conditioner, it will be little hot. And in the case vice versa is the case of hot air, that is heater. You can see a picture, a man is reading newspaper with the heater because that area is a window. And what's happening here, the density is what? Hot air is what? Its density is very low. Its density means very low, so it will surround air and the colder area will be stay over there. Because what happened? The warmer area will be density of heat is very low in that area, and so we can get what? Very hot area in that area and little bit colder far away from area. So that's another example of what we can application of convection. And this is a similar case in the case of sea breeze and also land breeze. In here you can see that our land is what? In the case of sea breeze, what's happening is land is little bit hot, and already we know the equation what density is equal to mass by volume. As the heat it expands and the volume also increases, density decreases, and it will happen what? Hotter will rises. And that's why in the area nearer to the sea it's cold because of this case. And what happen is cooler air takes place in the place of heat air. That is hot air. That's the case of what sea breeze. And now we'll deal with the land breeze. In the case of land breeze, what's happening is that vice versa. In land breeze, what is our surrounding is cooler, and it will what we know that denser area will what settle or like that, and what will happen, the colder area will be going to this that sea area. That's why in what you can say, in night what is the thing happening in the night, our land will be cooler than the sea. So these are some applications of our convection. And another application is that convection current cause the monsoon winds that across many parts of Asia twice a year. And in summer, larger areas of northern Asia become very hot, and hot air rises, and the air from the oceans blows towards the land and replaces the hot air. That's the case I have discussed on that picture. And the water in this air condenses to form clouds, and the heavy rain falls during the summer monsoons. That is because of this convection. And in the winter case, what's happening? Land areas become colder than the oceans, and the air above the oceans rises, and cool, dry winds blow across the land to the oceans to replace this air. So these are the case of what in summer and in winter, how the monsoon winds flow. Okay. And so these are some applications. And what is the difference between conduction and convection? You can now say this. I think you all know. I have already told that in the case of conduction, there is no particle movement, while as in the case of convection, there is a movement of particles. So, and another difference is that most probably conduction is occurring only in solids, while convection is happening in the case of fluids. We can say fluids as liquid or gases. We both the things are fluids. And heat can flow in any direction in the case of conduction, but it only flows in the case of conduction in which direction? Upward direction. Okay. Energy is transferred through the solid without solid itself moving, and the hot fluid moves freely and transfers energy from one place to another in the case of convection. Hope you all understood this thing. And now we will deal with radiation. For that, I am inviting Nina.
Okay. Radiation is the third form of transfer or transmission of heat. That is, radiation is the transfer of energy through a vacuum in the form of waves. In the radiation is the term is very familiar to all of us. The next slide. In all hot objects give out energy as radiation. The radiation moves in all directions. Radiation itself is not hot, but when absorbed is changed to hot, to heat. Then okay. Then one case is that heat from a fire. The fire warms the bowl because most of the heat reaches him by radiation. Very little heat comes from conduction or convection. The most of the amount of heat comes through in the form of radiation. Then absorption of heat. All objects are able to absorb radiation. Both the black and the white flask absorb heat, but the black flask absorbs heat faster than the white. Then the radiation of heat. All hot objects are able to radiate heat, like all objects are able to absorb radiation. Like all hot objects are able to radiate heat. Both the black and the white flask radiate heat, but the black flask radiates heat faster and cools more quickly than the white flask. Then radiation of heat. Shiny or white surfaces reduce the amount of energy absorbed from the surroundings by reflecting radiation. Then reduce the amount of heat lost from a container by reflecting heat from the walls and back into the container. Good absorbers of heat are also good radiators of heat. Radiators of heat. Then next we are dealing with some applications of absorbers and radiators of heat. Here we can see the different pictures of some applications. That is uses of absorbers and radiators of heat. First is white clothes. We are using white clothes that it is readily absorb heat. Then solar water heater. Then the third is fuel storage tank is colored is white. Then hot water container. Then refrigerator. Then we are moving to more applications of heat transfer. I'm inviting Ria. Hello.
So we'll see more applications of heat transfer. First one is keeping food warm. A plastic box helps to reduce heat loss in 3 ways. One is conduction, convection, and radiation. Next one is the vacuum flask. Next slide. Vacuum flask. A vacuum flask keeps liquid hot or cold by preventing heat from getting in or out in 3 ways. That is also conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction, vacuum between silver and glass walls. Glass walls reduce heat gain or heat loss. Cork and plastics are insulators. By convection, vacuum between silver and glass walls. And third one, radiation, shiny, smooth surface on silvered walls. Next one is the design of spacesuit. In the design of spacesuits, the temperature in space range from very hot to very cold, depending on whether they are facing the sun. As astronauts on space mission have to work outside the space shuttle, their spacesuits must be able to keep their bodies at a comfortable temperature. Next one, it is keeping buildings in Singapore cool. That is all about the applications of heat transfer by keeping how they. Okay, now we'll see the review questions.
The review questions are, what are the different modes of heat transfer? What are the different modes of heat transfer? We are all discussing about conduction, convection, and radiation. These are the 3 different modes of heat transfer. Then the transmission of heat requiring the movement of a liquid or a gas is dash. That is answer is convention. Then explain how a refrigerator could be used for heating a room in the winter. What is the answer of that question? That is, in refrigerator cools its interior. It does not do this by destroying heat energy. Indeed, energy cannot be created or destroyed, but can only be transferred to different places and transformed into new forms. That is the answer for the third question. So that's all about today's session. Thank you.